I wasn't going to talk about this because really it's none of my business, you know. I ain't getting paid to do this. YouTube don't give me a coin, honey. Mm, that- I wanted to look like I ate a greasy pork chop. But anyway, I did eat something greasy tonight though, so that I could be prepared to entertain this conversation um on a different frequency. I had a cheeseburger, oh, a big ass cheeseburger, and I haven't had a big ass cheeseburger in a long time. Like, I've taken, bites off of other people's sandwiches, like cut a little corner off. Maybe a month ago I did that, but on like really legit had a whole hamburger, like literally ate a hamburger. Like I haven't ate a hamburger in months, and so I had a hamburger today. So I did eat something greasy and cheesy so that I would be able to be on the frequency to jump into this dialogue. So let's have a conversation about why Funky Dineva seems to despise Chloe. Cause Funky Dineva do not like that girl. And he said he was indifferent toward her in the video. Like he said he had been indifferent, but he's never liked her. Like he's never liked her. Like he's made comments about her in other videos. And he don't like her. And this is what I don't understand. This is what's baffling to me. That is a young girl. Like she's in her 20s and Funky Dineva is he in his 40s? I mean, he looked like he's in his 40s. If he is in his 30s, he looked like he in his 40s. Um why is someone who is grown and not attracted to women so invested? Like that's just what I want to know. Like why? What's the investment? And I feel like Funky Dineva and the like. I feel like they come in as court jesters. They come in to amuse, to entertain. When Funky Dineva came out, he had the wigs and the makeup on, and he did it to be funny. He did it to be the jester, to draw people to them. And this is the gag, Um, his strongest fan base is women, and they came to support the foolishness. They came to cackle. They came to tiki. They came, and over the years, he's eased out of being the Funky Dineva that is here for your amusement, and he's morphing into Q. So he used Funky Dineva. Funky Dineva was the bait. It was the hey, look, it was the shock effect. You know, people have done different things for shock effect. you know, T.S. Madison shook her piece, you know what I'm saying, on the vine, but and because she is, a pussy girl, so you don't look at T.S. Madison's look and be like, that's foolish. So you don't come to cackle at the look. So T.S. Madison had to shake that piece in y'all face, to have that moment that made you come and stare. But because Funky Dineva um, does not have a feminine aesthetic, they were able to give a comedic look when they stepped into Geesh. And so got all of the women to come watch, got all of the women to come and see when he set the wig up on top of his head and drew in the eyebrows real thick, and and just made himself look like a clown, got the women to come gather and cackle and tee hee. And now the joke is on women. So the women came to cackle and tee hee and to be amused and exalted, Funky Dineva into the space that he could become cute. And like Jasmine Sullivan said, when niggas start making money, they start acting funny. Jasmine Sullivan said, when niggas start making money, they start acting funny. It's no love when they come up. They get brand new. They get brand new. So when Funky Dineva needed the girls and was desperate for, their just desperate for that moment, desperate for whatever it would take to set that career, into motion. And now that, Funky Dineva has a strong enough following and has networked themselves, and is really starting to be taken seriously by the black gay community. Because at first, a lot of the elite black gays didn't want to be bothered because Funky Dineva Funky Dineva done went back to school, and you know what I'm saying? And now they got a little coin honey. So now some of the elite black gay men see it for Funky, and so now Funky could really just let out how they feel. And perhaps some of this bitterness that has built up from having to to cater to black women for all these years, because that's your bread and butter. That's who feeds you. When they say mind the business that pays you, you're literally minding the business that pays you, because it pays you to mind black women business. And so I could imagine, they put you there, they platformed you. That could make you resent people, like I need y'all. Like, I'm dependent upon y'all to support me. Y'all are my fan base. And I just want to lash out at y'all sometimes, because it was cute when I looked at a mess and I was saying these things about you. Like, it's one thing to sit up and read a black woman and to make fun of a black woman when you look like a clown yourself. It's one thing to sit up and read a girl with a cheap wig on your head, um, some caked eyeshadow that's not blended, a lip that is not lined, and a full beard, and for your lips to be looking ashy. It's one thing to sit up and read a black woman looking like that. It's another thing to sit up and read a black woman when you got some coins in your pocket. You looking manicured, and skin looking well kept, and you looking well rested, and looking like and living in your black gay man body, just feeling like you eating it. So it's one thing to sit up and read black women as a caricature, as something that black women could laugh at. But it's another thing to be sitting up here looking like you're having facials done, you're getting waxed and laser, and you're well groomed and well kept and well fed, to be sitting up here wearing the girls there. So when you were sitting up there looking like a clown, reading the girls on Housewives and all that, it was more digestible, it was more palatable. But now you're sitting up here looking like a well kept, well fed, well groomed gay man black gay men, and it's given, was it a setup? It's given, was it a setup? Was this whole thing a setup? Like, now I'm connected with the other black gay boys, who got coins. They see it for me. I'm in the network. They're not ashamed to be around me because I'm not, you know what I'm saying, shucking and jiving, in this wig, making a mockery of womanhood, making a embarrassing myself with, the cis hetero um people, and the gay men who, don't like being affiliated with the drag queens and stuff. So, there was, at one time, Funky Dineva would have been considered an outcast, in the black gay community. But now, Funky Dineva is one of the elites. And as Funky Dineva has become one of the elites in the black gay community, you'll notice he distances, although Funky still uses the drag caricature for the brand. You'll rarely see Funky Dineva in drag. If Funky Dineva put that geisha on, honey, it's a coin. It's like with Tyler Perry now. When Funky Dineva put that wig on, when Funky Dineva put that drag on, Funky Dineva don't do it for free no more. Funky Dineva not jumping up in. I don't give a fuck how foolish and clownish it look. When Funky Dineva put on that caricature, Funky Dineva gets paid for that. And since Funky Dineva does not have to make a caricature of himself in order to um in order to draw a crowd, or in order to, get people's attention, Funky Dineva now can just, say some stuff, which I feel like this stuff that's happening with Chloe, I feel like, to me, it's almost predatory because you're picking on a girl who is so much younger than you, who's just coming into, like really, really getting involved in the industry. And it's like, okay, it's one thing when black gay men single out black women and come for black women, when there's so much that could be said about patriarchy, when there's so much that could be said about sexism, when there's so much that could be said about the corruption that's going on living in a patriarchal society. Like, it's literally a lot of things that black gay men can talk to, in addressing, the corruption that is within the patriarch. But rather than having that conversation, a lot of them choose to talk about women's issues and to center themselves in women's issues. But we're not fixing to give black women a pass and act like y'all don't uphold them. Like, y'all, and I get it, these are your babies, these are your children, these are your brothers, these are your uncles, these are your cousins, these are your nephews. I get it. I understand. I'm not beating up black women for supporting black gay people, queer people. I'm not beating you up for supporting them. I'm just saying that when you come near to cackle, because a lot of y'all, you say you're supporting them, but you're really just there to be entertained. You're really just there to laugh. But then when the joke's on you, you and your feelings. So you lift up platforms that are messy. You lift up platforms that are um harmfully entertaining. Um they just vibrate on a certain frequency. It's just mess. You lift it up, and then you're mad when you get drug. Like, like, don't get mad when you get drug, when this is what you choose. This is what you chose to exalt. One thing Funky Dineva has not done, um, is stray too far away from the person they've always been. Like I said in the beginning, Funky Dineva was making fun of black women, making a caricature of themselves, first of all, a caricature. Then and literally just was always dragging for black women. But it was funny back then because y'all was looking at Funky Dineva and you saw something that looked laughable. Y'all was looking at Funky Dineva dragging for black women sitting up there looking like a clown, and y'all was singing My Funny Valentine. Your looks are laughable, unphotographable. Y'all was looking at Funky Dineva and y'all was laughing, y'all was cackling. But now Funky Dineva has gotten to the place where they could give this cute energy, and they have the support of black gay men, and they have a network of black gay elite men who now accept them because they're not running around in dresses and wigs all the time. And when they do have their dress and wig on, it's for a bag. So yeah, I just don't know why out of all of the people that he could go for, like I think he learned his lesson from when Jocelyn Hernandez, when he played in Jocelyn Hernandez face, and Jocelyn Hernandez was like, I send them goons at you. Like, so Chloe is not like that. Chloe deep down inside is a sweet girl. But you know what I'm saying? Cause see, you wouldn't play with a Rihanna like that. You wouldn't. It's certain ones you won't come for like that because they'll have your ass touched. You'll be walking to your car, or you'll be on your way into your apartment, and on one of those they'll have you touched. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't play with them like that. You wouldn't come for them. You're doing that to her because she's young, and because she's still figuring out who she is. She's still coming into herself, and that's the most toxic thing about this, is that it would be one thing if you were in your 20s. Like, I would respect it if you were a gay man, you were a black gay man, and you were close to the same age as her, and you actually support it, actually get you speaking on it. But the fact that you're probably old enough to be her daddy, and that you're so invested in talking down about, like, I just don't understand being so invested in talking down about somebody that you don't personally know, who you're old enough to be their parent. To me, that's the part that's the most that's the part I don't understand it. I just don't get it. Um for the whole thing, like, that's the part I don't get. But I really don't have a lot to say about this whole Funky Dineva situation, because at the end of the day, y'all platform that. This is what happens when you platform people because you want to laugh. This is why I didn't choose to be the black trans woman, or the black extremely feminine male, or the black sex change, or the black trans femme that was gonna sit around and make y'all cackle and make y'all laugh, because I knew I wasn't gonna be able to keep that same energy. I knew I wasn't gonna be, like, I like to make people laugh. If you ever met me in person and you hung around me, we gonna laugh or we gonna chuckle. I love to have a good laugh, but I'm not here to make you laugh. Like, that's not my role. That's not what I was sent here to do, was make you chuckle. Like, that's not my, like, maybe that's a part of the mission, but that's not the sole mission. So I'm not finna be sitting up here making you chuckle, because you never know what people's intentions are for making you laugh. Some people are just trying to win you over so they can show you who the fuck they really is. You, I always watch a person that's so eager to win you over. Pay attention when motherfuckers are eager to win you over. When father suckers are eager to win you over, pulling out all of the stops, performing. I mean, full on tap dancing to win you over. I'm not. Find somebody else to do it. I'm not. If I gotta work that hard to win you over, I'm not gonna keep that energy. I'm not finna be. And see, this is one thing that that like black people have this. Some black people, a lot of black people, um, we always feel like we have to be in a competition. We Everything is not a competition. Everything is not about you. Everything is not an attack on you. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, that's another form of gatekeeping. Like we always, like a lot of black people is like, it's always a competition. And in the queer community, in the gay community, in the black gay community, that shit is even worse. Everybody always like how he was critiquing, like you shouldn't have stood in front of the camera without no makeup on. And like, so now people can't be normal. People can't, people people you can't have off day. Like, you literally started your whole career like a clown. Your whole, the whole beginning of your career, what put you in the limelight was you made a clown out of yourself. Like literally, you was a clown. You was a modern day clown. That's your claim to fame. A cheap wig and some funny looking makeup. You look like a clown. This is not me teasing. This not me being smart. This not me picking. This is me saying what it was. You looked it like a clown. Your your whole first, what, 4 or 5 years of your career, the whole first part of your, because you used to wear them wigs and shit all the time. You did it for years. And now Chloe's doing her little breakaway thing, and you saying Chloe gotta be on all the time when literally the whole beginning of your career you look like a clown. But Chloe can't get in front of the camera without makeup on. Make it make sense. Why do females always have to be on for you? Like why do females always have to, why they always gotta tap dance? Like why they always gotta go all out for you and y'all not even attracted to them? It's like y'all not gonna endorse them and y'all not gonna invest in them unless they perform for y'all. What in the fucking founding fathers patriarchy is going on here? Like, if you want me to invest in you, if you want me to endorse you, you need to give me drag. Like I'm not sewing into you and I'm not investing in you if I'm not mistaking you for a drag queen. What's up with that? And for the life of me, I just don't understand why when gay men critique black women, their critiques are so valid when literally they're not even attracted to women. Like, you don't even want this woman. You're not attracted to women. So why does your opinion matter? That never made sense to me. How a man who is not attracted to women could speak on a woman's looks and everybody be like it be valid, like it means something, like it matters. Women around here putting on more makeup, putting on more, trying to look more drag queenish. And let me ask you something. If men are attracted to you when you made up like a drag queen, why y'all so shocked when these niggas, why y'all so, why are you so surprised when this nigga want, why are you surprised? I don't understand what that you said. Everything. Ooh-wee. Yeah, like I don't know. I honestly don't get it. I don't get. Then I'm looking at all of the people who had comments. So I saw what Tokyo Tony said. I think her name Tokyo Tony. I saw what Voodoo Doll said. Some of the stuff I agree with Voodoo Doll. You know, um, Tokyo Tony had me dying laughing. Oh my goodness, Tokyo Tony went in on Funky Dineva. And I honestly can't say that I feel bad for Funky Dineva because Funky been trying it with, been trying it. And I think like Funky Dineva is, I don't want to say trans, but I want to say that Funky Dineva is probably non-binary. Like Funky Dineva do give me non-binary vibes, and this is the thing that gets me. So when he was talking about Chloe said, like he was talking about don't tell me that the sky is blue. Wait, how he said, don't tell me that the sky is green when we see the sky is blue. And so allow me to play devil's advocate. This is the same thing people can say when talking about gay people. They could say, um, don't tell me you was born gay. You don't tell me you was born gay because you wasn't. Because when we're young, first of all, we're not born with sexual desires. These are things that we grow into. You know what I'm saying? So, how are you born gay? Because you're not born with sexual desires. And it's about being gay is about who you are sexually attracted to. And so are you born with sexual desires? So that's a whole nother question. Like, how are you born gay if you're not born with sexual desires? And then they could go on and they could say, you're not born trans. Don't tell me you're a woman when you was born with a penis. Like this is that same rhetoric. We can't tell we can't pick and choose what we want to protect and what we don't want to protect. If Haley is pregnant and Haley does not feel comfortable with sharing it, that's like me not wanting to share my status. you can read somewhere, oh, this person is HIV positive. I might not want to say that over here because I may not be safe, or me not wanting to say that I'm trans, me saying that I'm female because I may not be safe to say it right here. So if I have the right to withhold certain things and not share certain things when I don't feel safe, why is it then okay to make a woman who is born with the capability of having a child out herself and say that she's pregnant just so just and if she doesn't, if she's not willing to do that, she's playing in your face. If you can hold on to the idea that you were born gay, that you were born having sexual desires for other men, that you were born having sexual desires for the opposite sex, then and we're gonna honor that and we're gonna respect that, then why can't we honor and respect a a non-trans woman saying, "Hey, I don't want to talk about what's going on with my body right now. That's none of y'all business. I don't want to share what's going on with my body right now. It's called bodily autonomy. I don't want to tell you that I was born with a penis right now. I don't want to tell you that I'm HIV positive right now. I don't want to tell you that I like sleeping with the same sex. I don't want to tell you that right now. I don't want to tell you what's going on with my body. It's not, see, where we get fucked up, where her body, her choice, it's not just her body, her choice. It's our bodies and our choice. I don't owe you an explanation for what's going on with my body. Sovereignty. I don't owe you an explanation for what's going on with my personhood. When we say her body, her choice, it honestly limits the conversation because there's so many nuances and there's so much intersectionality where we could dive in and have a much deeper conversation. And I'm telling you, we all need to free ourselves. Like the hypocrisy that I'm seeing in black people all the time is thinking that everything is an attack on black people, everything is a specific attack on black women. Ma'am, it is an attack on poor people. It is an attack on working class people. If you're not a part of the 1%, you on the motherfucking menu. You on the father sucking menu. This nation was created for wealthy white people by wealthy white people. Anything outside of that is expendable. And if you don't fall into that category, it makes sense that a wealthy white person will look at a black woman or a black man or a black queer person and see less value in them than another wealthy white person. Like all of us are like that. That's human nature. You respect and you have love for that which you are in the closest proximity to. So if I'm in proximity to other black queer people, then naturally I'm going to value black queer people. If I'm in close proximity to black heterosexual people or black straight people, then naturally I'm going to value black straight people more. You value that which you are in the closest proximity to. It is not rocket scientists. We call it racism, but it's reality. It's just reality. This nation was founded by a room full of wealthy Caucasians. They were thinking about themselves. They built something for themselves. How they got it, was it questionable? Hell yeah. Did people suffer? Was it wrong? These are things that we already know. But at this point, people shouldn't still be surprised. People shouldn't still be shocked. I'm always shocked when I see people who are dark skinned and people who are women disappointed at the system failing them. The system wasn't even designed to consider you. Why are you shocked that it failed you? Why are you disappointed? Like, I get on and vent and talk about the fuck shit because that's what it is. But I keep the same energy. You ain't never seen me get online and praise this country. My grace is that I don't drag it every day. My grace is that I don't get on the internet every day and drag for America. That's my grace. But everybody know how I feel. Do I get my check? Do I runs up on the plantation when I get the opportunity? Hell yeah. Because at this point, my goal is to be able to give something to the people that I love. And if I gotta tap dance, if I gotta do some things that I would have preferred not to do, hey, life is about having to make choices. Life is about having to do things that you may not always want to do, but you do it because you love somebody, you love people, you want to help other people, you do it because you greedy, you want more for yourself. Why the hell you do it, you do it. But I'm 46 years old, and the world gonna do what the world gonna do. It's gonna be shit everywhere. It's gonna be messed up. That's what it is. You got to wade through that every day. When you walk out your door, that's what it's gonna be. But the least I could do is try to leave something, some sort of legacy for the people that I love. And if I gotta eat a little shit, I'ma do it for the ones that love me and the ones that's loyal to me. A motherfucker I know gonna eat shit for me. That's bottom line. Some of y'all just literally believe in this country. Some of y'all just literally believe in this government. Y'all believe in it, and that's why y'all support it. Y'all believe in the American dream. That's why y'all do what y'all do. Y'all believe in it. Y'all love it. Y'all love capitalism. Y'all love all of that. That's not me. That's not the person I am. I'm just a person who understands the nature of the beast. You welcome. You welcome. I mean, that's this the truth. Wasn't designed to consider you. Why am I mad when it failed me? Teach me, learn me, remind me. Thank you. Yeah, it was never designed to consider us. Wasn't created for that. People say the system is broken. No, it's not. No, it's not. Go and look at everybody who signed the Constitution. That this is a business. And this business was founded by a bunch of wealthy white men who did not identify as queer, who did not identify as black, and who did not identify as women. This country is running exactly the way that it was designed to. And there are people who look like you and I who have been so badly indoctrinated that they believe in this system. They value it. You know, I was looking at Claudette, and this is not the drag Claudette, but I wrote this in the comment section, and I'm gonna say it on here. So, the little rapper who's supposed to be detransitioning, or he's not gonna transition anymore. He said that he don't want to be a girl, but he said that his pronouns are still he and they. And Claudette was like, "That's plural. I'm not calling him that. That's improper English." Claudette, make this make sense for me. You always talking about black power and uplifting black people and uplifting black women. How can you root yourself in the black struggle, but at the same time be rooted in proper use of the language of our colonizer? Make that make sense for me. Pick a struggle, sister. Either you're going to be rooted in black liberation or you're going to be rooted in the proper usage of the English language. Now, you got to see how one conflicts with the other. Because if we really trying to get free, we shouldn't be policing how well another person speaks the language of the ones who have been oppressing us. Are we going to have that conversation? Because I can say I'm they because I am they. I am a combination of a multitude of beings' genetics. Although I am one vessel, I am a genetic compilation of a multitude of individuals. I have genetics that have been passed down from a multitude of individuals. So I am they. And this is the thing. We have to step away from this idea that we are separate from each other, that we're not connected. And that's why we struggle with using they to describe one person. Because, we live in a monotheistic, like our religion is monotheistic, um, patriarchal, and so we see things very compartmentalized and very binary, and that is something that we need to deconstruct in our minds. We need to decolonize that sort of thinking that prohibits us from being able to understand how we can call one person they and them. We got to fix that, because if we don't fix that, we're going to continue to have these problems that we don't feel like we've been supported by each other. Everybody was so happy when that riverboat brawl happened. And the reason why is because y'all saw something that we hadn't seen in so long in black people. Because we that become so cocky and so confident and so egotistical that we can't even share space with each other a lot of times. Too big to be in the same room with each other, too big to share space with each other. The reason why that Riverboat Brawl meant so much is because we came together. We saw ourselves coming together, and we have to get back to that space of not being so big in our egos and so big in our minds that thinking we too big to share space with each other, because that's how that they're gonna keep on perpetuating that. And this is why we have to have mortars. This is why we have to have one white man or one black man or a Jesus, a Martin Luther King, a Malcolm X, a Trayvon Martin, a George Floyd. This is why we keep having the young man, the Tyreek, the one who got killed in Memphis. This is why we keep having to have all of these individual cases of martyrdom. What's the girl name? Breonna Taylor. This is why we keep having to have these individual martyrs, because we have gotten so big in our minds that we can't be in the room together unless it's some type of financial gain, some type of gimmick, some type of hustle. We don't just come together just to come together. And that's why that Riverboat Brawl spoke to so many of us so deeply, because we we are many, we are connected. And seeing ourselves put that ego to the side. That boy jumped into that water and he swam over there. He put his ego to the side. They just saw their reflection. They looked in the mirror. They saw that man getting attacked and they saw that man getting harmed, and they saw themselves in a mirror. They said instinctively, that could be me. That is me. That was a mirror moment. And they came together because they looked in that mirror and they saw harm happening to themselves in that mirror. That's why that boy swam across that water. That's why those men came around, because they saw themselves. And then that's why when we get into these conversations, like what Hope added to the conversation, because I watched Hope's video, and she said, well, what if it was a gay boy? Would it have been that same thing? You know, what if it would have been a girl that was not so passable? Would it have been that same thing? And that goes back to my statement about the mirror. When you look in that mirror and you see something that you could connect with, sometimes men will stop a fight because when a woman is getting attacked, because they looked at that woman who was getting attacked and they saw their sister, they saw their mother, they saw their auntie, they saw their niece. They saw a connection. And so that's why we have to decolonize our minds with that binary, always thinking we gotta, this is how the English language has harmed us. We don't want to see ourselves as we. We don't want to see ourselves as they and them. Using that type of language reminds you that this ain't just about you as an individual. This is about us. This is about them. This is our problem. We got a problem. Houston, we have a problem. We gotta break out of that. That's improper English. 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 Why are you invested in preserving the English language? Why are you that invested in that, my brother? My sister? Why are you so invested in that? Oh, because you get a check out of it. So that means you're a gatekeeper. And so why are you so pro black? You don't really want liberation. You can't really want liberation if you won't let me be free. I'm not calling you they and them. That's improper English. Well, what the fuck you doing in the struggle then, sis? Because we need to make the improper proper. But anyway, child, I got a cocktail over here in my cup that I was about to start sipping on. I see you had came through, sister, for a second. I'm gonna go ahead and get off this live, and I'm gonna sip my cocktail. This ain't Remy Martin. This is Remy Martin's cheap cousin, Saint Remy. Okay. Oh, I'm okay. I'm back. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, I feel a hair growing on my chest. Anyway, let's light a candle for prosperity, healing, understanding, unlearning and relearning, forgetting what we need to forget, and remembering what we need to remember. That's all I really have for this video. I want to light this candle to guide the ancestors who have transitioned this world today and every other day since I've been away from my altar. This candle represents the past, present, and future. In Laylim Layler, we see this as the true Trinity. We honor the ancestors who've come, we honor the ancestors who are here, and the ancestors who are coming. And understand that when I speak about the ancestors, um, I was watching a video that Sunky Angel made, the trans alien, and Sunky is a brilliant, super talented artist who lives in California and just has always had her own little quirky way of doing things, and I don't always understand it, and I've been vocal about it. I've said my little stuff, but with time comes maturity and growth. But I was watching a post that she made the other day, and in the song that she made about the Riverboat Brawl, she said, I am not my ancestors, we'll kick your ass. And I've heard a lot of people say that. And I responded in the comment section to the video. And, she was really gracious about it. She put a heart emoji on it. Because she understood what my intentions was. She knew that it wasn't negative. She knew that it wasn't shady. But I did offer some, I added perspective. I was like, no, when we say we're not our ancestors, we have to understand that there were hundreds of thousands of ancestors. Over time, millions of ancestors whose names we've never heard, whose names we'll never know because libraries were burned, secrets were hidden, things were oppressed, suppressed, people were killed. There are hundreds of thousands of ancestors who was not here for this shit. Who those are the cries that we hear in the night. That's the trauma that lives in our DNA. Not the ones who praises we sing who made it into his story. You saw what I did with that, huh? Not the ones we not the Sojourner Truths, not the Harriet Tubmans, not the Martin Luther Kings, not those because they were able to assimilate enough to get notice and recognition. There's a whole underground underbelly of ancestors whose names we don't even know, whose stories we've never even heard, who are crying out in our DNA right now, who are crying out for redemption, who are crying out for reciprocity, who are crying out to be avenged. They are screaming in us, in our DNA right now. And y'all sitting up here thinking, some of us sitting up here thinking that we not our ancestors. Oh, yes, we are. We're just the ones who never made it into the history books. And that's why we're fighting like we're fighting. Because they had to die and be reborn in us. They had to keep coming back. They had to keep being willing to sacrifice themselves, keep being willing to suffer for this moment in time where we can change everything. We are our ancestors. Some of us, the ones who made it into the history books, and that's why we've been getting so much pushback. It's ancestors rooting for you, and it's ancestors that are not rooting for you. Same as in your family. It's family members who rooting for you, and it's family members who not rooting for you. We deal with it how we deal with it. A man, a woman. Anyway, this candle represents past, present, and future. As I blow it out on the physical plane, it grows with intensity on the spiritual plane, guiding the path to the next part of the journey, whether it be on the physical plane or the spiritual plane. A man, a woman, Leilem Leila. Okay, so I have talked about the video. I didn't really drag like I thought I was gonna drag. I did pretty good. I'm kind of proud of myself. I wasn't as messy as I thought I was gonna be because I really, honestly, I came on here ready to eat a greasy pork chop, but guess the ancestors didn't want that. But I think I got the point across. Anyway, I love y'all. Down but down that I say cool keep spinning and turning. Iangani, Iyanko, Kulukolo, which means I am a child of God Goddess. And if I am, then you know you are.